He's Omar, I'm Majid, we're the substitutes, and today we are like the herb that flourishes most when trampled upon. Emile William Ivanhoe Heskey is a footballing Nick Cage. He's someone England fans hate to love and really, really love to hate. The oxymoronical owner of both greatest celebration ever and most glaring miss ever. Emile Heskey's impact on league and country is undeniable. Let's go, Omar. Emile Heskey, good or bad goal scorer?
Well, as a goal scorer, I was quite surprised to see this. 16 seasons in the EPL, and in only 5 of those seasons, he scored 10 goals or more. And his assists wasn't as great either. Like, he was averaging somewhere between 3. Sometimes you'll get 6 or 7, but not as much as I thought, which I don't think tells the full story. But as a goal scorer, he wasn't prolific.
He's sort of the first defensive striker, if we will, like a true defensive striker.
Bobby Firmino step over, basically.
Really? So tell me, what was his style of play like? How did he play? Fast, slow, tall, big? What was he?
He was quite a powerhouse. Like he was a big guy and he was very, very fast. So where he actually shone quite well was his link-up play. And this is what people actually loved him for. People within the game loved him for. He would knock the ball down, or he would hold the ball up, and he would allow people to run in behind him. He was very unselfish. So, I mean, dribbling, he wasn't amazing. He always looked a little bit clumsy. But he was that link-up player.
Well, when you mentioned the slowdown, that's sort of the oxymoron of it all, right? He's an attacker. He's supposed to be going forward at all times, and he's supposed to be enjoying it and loving going forwards at all time. He's not necessarily supposed to sort of step back and wait and let the cavalry join him. Do you know what I mean by this? That's sort of the mystery behind Emile Heskey, right?
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, people, he enjoyed doing that work. He wanted other people to flourish around him. His whole objective was to make sure the team wins, and that's just who he was. That spoke to his game. He was fast, but his whole purpose was to hold the play up and allow others to run in behind him. He played with fast players, by the way. Owen, Fowler in his time in Liverpool, like, they were fast players, so he allowed them to run in behind. In that respect, he was great to see, and everybody loved him, by the way. Like, his link-up play, especially, like the way he held the ball. I don't know if you knew this, but it reminded me a lot of Fellaini. I don't know if you saw that comparison.
That's very fair. Well, in fact, if you look at his he had a 16-year career, and like Fellaini, the fans sort of derided him. But every coach, there was always a coach for both of these guys, Heskey and Fellaini, who took them under their wing and thought they had potential. Do you know what I mean by this?
He was a sort of player that the coaches loved because he did exactly what they wanted him to do. Like, brutish, big, and just like a target man. And like, by the way, it's not just his coaches. Like, you know, Houllier loved him, brought him to Liverpool. Eriksson loved him. Capello brought him back into the fold. These are all people who thought he did a specific job and he did it well. And he allowed other players to be better. I don't know about you, but I thought that if that's his role, that's something that you can fulfill. If you make the team better, you have a lot of value. That's just me, though.
Well, let's talk about his international career. We've talked about Eriksson, Capello loving him. Statistically, what was he like statistically first?
62 appearances and 7 goals. So, but he scored against Germany.
5-1, 5-1, baby.
Yeah, 5-1. Yep. He scored against Germany. He wasn't. Again, this is where I think you just mentioned the fans. They didn't really like him because when it came to the England team, not that great, and they always look for a scapegoat. He went out of the team. He dropped out for Wayne Rooney at some point, and then Then at some point he kept Michael Owen out of the team when Wayne Rooney became the main man. So he became the link-up player. But he never really had the most amazing tournaments.
He didn't have the most amazing tournaments, but he had very memorable ones. I have a list of the tournaments here, so let's just go through this together, if we will. The 2002 World Cup, he was present and nothing major happened. A very unique situation. In 2004, the Euro, it started off pretty badly with him and Ashley Cole getting into race stuff with Slovakia, which is still continuing today in our modern game. I just want to be clear here. And he was notable for fouling Makaleli at the last second against France and France tying it. He was instrumental in that. In the 2006 World Cup, he was left off. In the 2008 Euro qualifiers, England did not qualify. And now let's get to the 2010 World Cup. What happened there? Tell me about it.
He assisted Gerrard in equalizing against the USA. And I think that's pretty much it. But remember as well in 2010, there was that's what you're referring to, the controversy. He fell on Rio Ferdinand. And he took out his knee, who was the captain. So again, that's why fans, they always look at him as like this clumsy player who doesn't do much. So he helped. Did he miss in that game, by the way? I can't remember.
So I'd like to take, the US game is sort of a microcosm of Emile Heskey. Really? He assisted Steven Gerrard and he missed a golden one-on-one chance to win the game. And that sort of is Emile Heskey in a nutshell, really.
It's so weird because he helped Liverpool win a lesser treble in 2000-2001 when they won the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the UEFA Cup. He scored 22 goals, in all competitions. That was his most prolific. And in 04-05, he won Birmingham's Player of the Season. So there was something more to him, but internationally, he never got any respect.
Well, you mentioned Wayne Rooney and replacements and in and out. I have here that Emile Heskey was a striker, he played left wing, and he was an attacking midfielder. It's kind of interesting to know just how positionally flexible he was. For someone who's so bad,
he played on the left wing as well, by the way. This is why players love him. Especially later on in his career, he moved back into midfield. He was the link-up play between midfield and attack, and that's kind of what you want out of those players. You want someone who can transition the ball really well, who can let other players do the business, because clearly he can't do it himself.
Fair enough. We've covered Emile Heskey pretty well here. The final question, Omar, Emile Heskey, yay or nay?
Yay, for sure. But he's not the most prolific world number 10. But yay, definitely. And by the way, every one of his teammates loved him as well. From Owen to Rooney to Savage, everyone loved him.
I'm gonna go nay. My philosophy is very simple. I have a very simple philosophy. If you're a striker, you're meant to score goals. And you're one to score goals, and you're an out and out, go out and score goals. I will go with the statistics in this case. I would go nay personally. What do you think about that though?
Look, I don't think statistics tell the whole story. I don't think they ever do. I personally thought he's not a Rooney number 10, but he served his purpose and he allowed other players to. He won trophies as well, by the way. So he had a good career. That's what I will say.
Very fair. There's no right or wrong answer. That's the beauty of Nick Cage. It's not good, it's not bad. It's sometimes both at the same time. You guys, what do you guys think? Emile Heskey, yay or nay? Good, bad? He is definitely one of the funniest footballers on YouTube. Definitely check him out there. From us at The Substitutes, take care. Have a good one. Peace out.